we at the Goodwill? Let's see what they got. Alright, so I haven't been here in about a week, maybe a little over a week. So let's see if they've put anything new out. Maybe seen it. That's kind of cool to see. Oh, Crossroads. It's actually out of print, believe it or not. Fetches a bit. Hee-Haw collection. More of the Hee-Haw collection. I might snag it this time around. Passed up on it last time. Bingo. When did this come out? 03. No, 91. Okay, it is an older one. I don't remember ever seeing that as a kid. Princess, a modern fairy tale. Sound of music alive.
Stop and do a little bit.
Basically all looks the same. So that little pocket of movies there. Let's see if there's any other pockets about. American Me. I wonder if that's fetching anything. Good movie. I've seen it. Sort of a Mexican-American crime saga. Great performance by Edward James Olmos. On blue. That's cool. I do have it. Somebody took it. Fucking pricks. Stealing from the Goodwill. These look new. Bad Lieutenant. I've been wanting to see this. This is a really rough looking copy though. I've heard this movie is insane. But I'll wait for a nicer DVD that's not water damaged. Or the Blu-ray, preferably. School Days, Spike Lee picture. There we have it. Beyonce. Good old. Look at all these 1,000 times. Hoodlum. Hoodlum. I wasn't here last time. Maybe the last time I looked up Hoodlum. Pretty fun flick. It takes place, I believe, during the Prohibition era. Jewish gangsters, black gangsters. I think Nicky Barnes is in that. Nicky Barnes is in that. Bumpy Johnson. That's who I meant. Bumpy Johnson. Yeah, Fishburne plays Bumpy Johnson. Roth plays Dutch Schultz, I think. Lucky Luciano, and yeah, so it's got a bunch of the old 30s mob guys. I've seen that only once when I was a kid, when I was going through my early stages of mafia movies. Set It Off. Love me some Set It Off. On the Big Daddy Kane. This pink, glittery pink case here. Alright, well, I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna see what I'm taking out of here. Alright, I'm at this little second hope shop. It's a thrift shop in the middle of nowhere. Let's see what we got. Alright, well, they have really bad copyrighted Christian music playing, and it doesn't look like they have many movies. This might just be kids' movies? I'm gonna look around. Let's see if there's anything here. World War II aces. Oh man. So many of these games for the Wii. Nothing too interesting there. Some VHS. Some DVDs at the bottom. Wow, US Seals. I think this is the third US Seals movie. Yeah, quarantined into that one. Pretty sure I have it though. That's cool to see. Amongst all this common shit. Eating mud. Eating mud. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look around a bit more. Hopefully we have more than that. DVDs, $1. And that was all they had. Alright, I've been to this place once before. I'm heading into Goldsboro, so these are just kind of on the way. Second Fling, it's a little consignment thrift shop. They've got a bunch of movies usually. Let's see what they got. Yeah, so over here it always drives me nuts because they have a bunch of movies like behind the counter and a lot of stuff I'd look at. But it's like you gotta get somebody, you gotta wait in line, get somebody to help you, and it's just a waste of time. And so I try to write a list of things that I want to look at here and then get the person that works here. I'm gonna look at these second though. Let's go find the DVDs. Clothes galore, my god. So much clothes. Alright. Here are the movies and they're some like color coordinated. Somebody's got OCD or something. I love it. Opposite day. It's opposite day. Pauly Shore. Wow. I'm sorry. Pauly Shore. Oh. Pastor. Michelangelo Antonioni's. Never heard of this. Never heard of this. Doesn't look like really my genre, but I'll give it a whirl. The way the pricing works is, let's see, so March 7th, this is going to be $2.25. If it was June 5th, it'd be $1.65, etc. So we'll start a little stack here. Marine 2, oh boy. Good old Dean Cain. Another copy of this? What? And this one is $1.05. Okay. Maybe they're out of print. Maybe I'll buy both. Pop Star. Aaron Carter. I've seen that recently. Henry and June. That's one you don't see every day. Again, doesn't look like my genre. Phil Kaufman film though. Home. Never heard of that. We'll look it. Ooh, excuse me. We'll look it up. Yeah. On top. What the fuck? Okay. Silver City. Good doctor. Zorba the Greek. I think I might have that actually. The Truth About Catholicism. It's all there. It's all on that one DVD there. Ooh. That was out of print for a long time. And it's $2.25. I wonder if that's still fetching anything. I know the Blu-ray is. I'm sure the Blu-ray is. Oh, what we got here? Una película de Edward Mitrick. So film, it's definitely region 2, yeah. Obras maestras del cine. Interesting. Interesting. Look at me. Pond. shit. Oh. Okay. My brother's a big challenge fan. I wonder... I gotta buy this for him. He'll get a kick out of that. Vaya conmigo. Dance with me. Out of Towners, wow. It's a remake of the Out of Towners. Don't see that every day. Maybe. I've looked at this before, I think. It's a buck. Maybe. Got these here. Recognize a lot of these from last time, to be quite honest. I have a copy of it. Oh, Thief. It's on Criterion. I don't own Thief though, in any capacity, so that is actually really cool to find. Believe it or not, these good witch movies actually fetch something. I've sold them in the past. So, middle-aged housewives out there. Ooh, Great Wall of Pepper. Robert Redford, George Roy Hill film? Wow, George Roy Hill did a lot of work with... Was it Hammer? No, I'm thinking of somebody else. It's a Good Times release, though. Oof. It's only $1, so maybe. Never heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. Don't know what that means. Music DVD. We'll look it up. I just don't get it. Like, what makes them determine what goes where? It's $2 a pop. Ain't bad for box sets. Hidalgo. This one I've been wanting to rewatch. Challenge again. Wow. See, which one's cheaper?
Because of the virus. Right. So if I was to buy it, yeah, I've got to write it up on paid approval. You pay for it today. We'll give you like 5-6 days, or you know, if you live here, near here, agree. Hang on just a second. Yes.
Lucas. That's out of break. That touches a bit. Sorry for the switch in the lens. There were some workers around me, so I was trying to be discreet. More Terrence Hill, Bud Spencer stuff, but it's like crappy looking versions. I'm tempted, but Nighthawks. I wonder if that's fetching anything. It's $3, so I doubt it'll be worth it, but I really hate my job. Simple. Wow. This come out 08. I haven't even heard of that. Maybe. Boynton Beach Club. I've never heard of it. Oh, I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never really seen it. Alright, let's take a look down here. I don't know what the deal with these are. Looks like mostly box sets, but not all box sets. Whoa. Okay, so this is 210. Okay, that's not bad. I don't have Red River anymore. I had to sell my Blu-ray years ago, so let's snag that. Ghostbusters. Attack of New Jerusalem. Forgive my hip hop deviations. Tracy Ullman. That's a Tracy Ullman show often. Jeez, what have I done? I'm gonna look into this. $3.15, maybe. Might be worth it. It's new too, so. Alright, I'm gonna take a look at what I'm grabbing. So I'm driving into Goldsboro and I find this flea market and antique marketplace indoor. Never knew this place even existed. Going very slow, don't worry people. I'm driving while recording. I'm going very slow. There aren't many people here. I don't know what the deal is here. We're gonna give it a whirl and see if we can find anything in here. And here we are. Flea market and antique marketplace. Very creatively named. Please use other door. Okay, I can read. We're gonna do that. We're gonna see what they get. This is exciting. New place. Let's do it. Alright guys, so yeah, found a few games. It was right next to the counter, so I didn't film, but this place has a whole bunch of different vendors, a whole bunch of different cool stuff. And I'm just kind of looking around. A ton of vinyl. I bring my brother here. They do have a ton of movies, but I'm gonna keep y'all waiting. Keep y'all, whoa. Okay, you don't see complete in box Super Nintendo games often. $15 ain't bad, but if the box was in better shape, I'd snag it actually. It's just weird to see like random Super Nintendo games and shit. Doesn't happen too often these days. It's a lot to look at, and I have a chaotic mind, so I don't really know where to start. Wow. Oh my god, look at all the pops. Jesus. Oh my god, Power Rangers. And I had to cut out the audio here because of copyrighted music, but we have a whole bunch of very cool Power Ranger stuff from the 90s. When I was growing up, this stuff was coming out. I had a lot of these things. And just a lot of cool little knickknacks here and there from the 80s and 90s. Newer stuff, too. Just kind of scanning around. Megazord. I actually had that Megazord there. I thought this was funny. Carpe Nukem from Duke Nukem. And I think that statue on the left there was Max Payne. Got some pops in the case. Some comics here and there. Yeah, as you can tell, this guy doesn't have... It's not like the shelves are full, but... And then across the way, we have a ton of pop figures. An insane amount of pop figures. This is the kind of stuff I'm interested in. Just games just thrown about. CDs. Ooh. Oh, Violator. Oh, no, not for $10. Ooh, they do have some hip-hop. I'm not spending $8 on a CD. You out of your fucking mind, asshole. Q-Tip amplified. Love this record back in the day. Don't know how much that is. And they have good copyrighted music, so I'm probably not going to be able to use much of this audio. Yay! And this is where the music kicks back in. And we're just looking, going down this aisle with a whole bunch of Hot Wheels and hobby cars, and here's some cards, actually, some trading cards, which people think still have value. I guess they're getting somewhat popular again, non-sports cards at least. Here's a ASCII-ware fight stick for the PlayStation, which I think I still do have. I may have sold it years ago because I just don't use it much. Some Dragon Ball Z VHS in there. I'm sure some of you guys are freaking out over that. And then we just got a shit ton of sports cards here. Sports cards, more sports cards. And we're making my way down here. Just a bunch of furniture, knickknacks. There's just so much stuff to look at. This is actually a Pier 1 bar stool. I know that because I used to work at Pier 1 for a long time. I forget the name of that, the brand name, but I know it's from Pier 1. Isn't that pathetic? And actually, here are some video games. I don't think I ended up taking any of these games, but they weren't too badly priced. There were a couple I was interested in. I thought I had this at home. If I knew I didn't have that Star Trek Conquest, I would have snagged it. And this Hot Wheels for $4, just a little too pricey for my taste. It's probably a fine price. And then they had some Xbox 360 games, none of which I was interested in, and a few Wii, but again, none that I was interested in for myself or to sell. And just some more straggler Xbox games around the corner there. And yeah, so like I said, I didn't take either of these. Would have taken the Star Trek.
Oh, I spotted a couple things here. Okay, well, never mind. Oh, some movies. $5 ain't bad, but I have it, of course. If it was $1, I'd buy it to sell it. $5, yeah. Not bad. Alright. Let's keep looking around here. Wow, this place is, I could spend hours in here. Just looking around at all the books and vinyl and DVDs and all that good stuff. Toys galore, really. They also have swords, so there you go.
Alright, so as I moved over to this area, Adele started blasting over the speakers, and the lady behind me was singing very poorly. She was trying, though. She was alright. And then here we have a bunch of PS2 games, none of which really interested me too much. Good to see them, at least. A lot of sports games, obviously. Yeah, just run-of-the-mill stuff. There's ATV Quad Power Racing. I actually should have looked into picking that up, because I enjoy those games. And I didn't know there was a GameCube version. Some random DS games in there, and just, like, really random hodgepodge of CDs and games. That was a big box PC game. Flight Simulator. There were tons of those in the 90s. Combat simulators, things like that. And then around the other side, we do have some movies. Not much on this side at all, as you could see. I don't even know what I'm looking at. This, unfortunately, I was going to grab this, out of print, hard to find, good cast, Kyle MacLachlan, Sam Jack, but it wasn't in the case, unfortunately, so I had to pass on it. But, yeah, just really weird selection of movies back here. Some good stuff, as you're seeing now. The Abandoned, I should have probably looked into that a little further, but I think it's on one of my sets, my 8 Films After Dark sets. There, Seagal double feature that I do own, both of them on Blu-ray, unfortunately. There's a copy of U.S. Marshals and some like Reader's Digest crap. Reader's Digest crap is never really worth anything. And we got one more row of movies up here. This I picked up because I thought it was going to be worth something. I didn't end up buying it, and it was destroyed. It wasn't really fetching too much anyway, but New Jersey Drive is a hard one to find. That's why I was thinking about picking it up. I do own New Jersey Drive in a separate release. And yeah, that's really it for this lady's movies. I would have bought that Sam Jack MacLachlan one, but it was really beat up, and that was too.
Homemade candles, freaking typewriter. I mean, here we go. Books and stuff. Oh, some games. That's a pretty late FIFA for the Xbox 360. I'm not sure if that's still fetching anything. I'll look it up real quick. Do they have anything else here? Oh, I'm gonna look this up. But by the way, look at this creepy. I want to buy this and make a horror short out of it. Look at this creepy carriage. How creepy that is. It's so cool. I'm gonna look this up, see what we got here. Copyrighted music is my favorite when I go out thrifting. Stack of movies, yeah. Got a stack of movies. Nope. Don't need to. Movies kind of scattered everywhere. There's one last. Oh, never mind. Here's another spot. Beautiful. Wow. Weeds full set for $10. That's definitely a good price. I'm not into the show, but to sell? Yeah. Absolutely. 1.5. How much is that? $12. Oh yeah. Make some money here at least. That's interesting. It's a Tribeca film release. A screener. It's interesting though. All these slim case DVDs. Maybe the artwork, yeah, it looks like the artwork was just put into some cases for God knows what reason. 50 pills. I don't think these are fetching anything, but I'm gonna double check. Quick eBay search. Never hurt anyone. Medium mid-thief. It's right now. It's Winterfell on the Foxlow. I have this one. I think it's out. I know it's out of print. I don't know if it's fetched or anything. Dave Coulier, the other Jeff Daniels. Unspeakable. Yeah, I think I have this one. As always, guys, if you see something that I could flip or that I need in a collection, point it out. Let me know, because I'm only human. I just see so many damn movies. It's like unrated edition. Yeah, my buddy Gabe, what up Gabe, told me I need to give the unrated version of this a shot because I didn't like the theatrical too much. So here's counterfeit 96 crime film with Bruce Payne and Hilary Swank and Gordon Burnson. Oh, maybe do I need any of these? Because these are just slapped out cases. Maybe some Butthead on Blu-ray is kind of cool, actually. I might snag that for $1. Dead again. Which one am I looking into lately? Recently? David Gordon Green. Huh. Open up at this booth here. Jeffrey Combs, Williams Sports Life. Let's swap the case out here. This looks like shit-tastic. It looks shit-tastic. It's hard to see. Might find something though. Oh, Blu-ray? Or double feature these two? I'll take that for $1. Not all these are Blu-rays, gotta be careful. Anything. Dragon Slayer, Married to the all the Blu-rays I'm buying I can swap out the cases for, so I'm not worried about that. I do have a book with room. Alright. Oh, shit. Loaded up here. Let's see what we're taking out of here. I had a feeling this is software, which is right down there. Just fetching something. And it is. 12 bucks, 13 bucks or so. So I can fit that for $1. Alrighty. Alright, so looking over it one last time. How did I miss Satan's Sadists? How did I miss that? It's an alpha video release, but hey, alpha new cinema. That's weird. I've never seen that. Yeah, I'll take that. Satan's Sadists. Alright, well, got quite the stack here. They've got more movies up front, I'm sure, around on this end. I'll see if I can drop these off and keep looking. And here, loud country music started playing. I can't stand modern country music for the most part. Here we have some manga, Toriko. There's an old Ed McKay sticker there. Nothing I had really, well, things I have heard of for sure, like Full of Metal Alchemist, Bleach, but nothing I'm interested in. Some Game of Thrones books, some Grimm's Fairy Tales over there. And then I thought these were kind of cool. Treasure Island, some classics here, and sort of like a specific run of releases. And then some more literature, some fiction there, James Patterson. But nothing I really was too interested in book-wise. Bunch of CDs, nothing special there. And then I thought this was an actual book. It was just a book end. I thought they were cool looking. I wanted to see what they were. And Groucho Marx for the win. Now, here they had a ton of Laserdisc movies, and I forgot to go back and look at these. It would have taken me forever to look at them, but I'm sure they had some cool stuff that never made it to DVD or maybe even VHS. I should have looked into it a little bit further. You had Ghost Dad there, you had Mighty Ducks, that one which I've never seen on DVD. But yeah, I'm not a Laserdisc collector. I don't even have a Laserdisc player, so I was just like, maybe another time. I'm sure they'll be there next time. And then on the other side here, this was the last bit of DVDs in the shop that I found, at least, in this indoor flea market thing. RKO 201, I already had that, so I ended up not grabbing that. A lot of these ended up being pretty scratched up. Like the Industrial Revolution one, I was somewhat interested in, but I didn't recognize the distributor. You know, if it's PBS or History Channel, you know, you could kind of trust it for the most part. That was actually another copy of MTV's, or not MTV, Mary-Kate and Ashley's The Challenge, which ended up being destroyed. So that was 3 copies of that I found in this video. Disorganized Crime. I picked that up for Disorganized Crime, a film I watched back in the day with my dad, and we really had fun with it. Lou Diamond Phillips movie, so I want to give that one another shot. Here they have some Blu-rays. I believe the only Blu-ray here I picked up, I'm going to snag in a second. Oh, they had a copy of The Goonies, which I do have. But I picked up this copy of Phantom of the Opera to sell for a couple bucks. It fetches like $12, $13, so not bad. Nothing I'm too interested in stage show-wise there. And then some lady was talking to me about this fucking dresser behind me that I couldn't care less about. And I was just kind of still looking at movies, kind of halfway listening to or ignoring her. This I wish was in better shape. American 1900 by PBS. It was destroyed. Gandhi, I thought it was fetching something. Wasn't. This was in good shape, though. I ended up picking up the French Revolution, a topic that I don't know much about, and I know it was a really important world history event, military history event. So, yeah, moving on. Vertical Limit. Copy of Vertical Limit there. I enjoyed that movie. Martin Campbell. Saw it in theaters back in the day. I was like 13 or 14 when that came out. Fun movie. Some good sequences. Bill Paxton's in it. And just more run-of-the-mill crap. Miles O'Keefe in Phantom Raiders, which I've seen a couple times, always in just destroyed shape. Rappin' and Rhymin', I would have picked this up, but it was pretty destroyed. York Video release, those are hard to find, and it seemed like obviously a hip-hop related urban film of some sort. Crusty Demons, I have no idea what that is, but it had the word demons in it. These I should have picked up, the Slim Case Jet Li Martial Arts of Shaolin ones. Should have snagged those, because I could have... They're Slim Case, but they would have fetched a little bit anyway. What do we got here? Breakin' 1 and 2. Again, that would have fetched a bit, but it was destroyed. I think it was even missing a disc, and the other disc was destroyed.
Yeah, I didn't have too much luck with these DVDs here. But coming up, you'll see I found something that I've been looking for. Fat Chance, no clue what the hell that is. King of New York, The Firm, Drop Zone and Hard Rain, Addicted. Drop Zone and Hard Rain I'm about to pick up here. And I was gonna pick this up to sell, but it was destroyed. A lot of these were beat up. And right here, in a moment, come on, grab it, Mike. There you go. The Mission with Robert De Niro, directed by Roland Joffe, and music by Ennio Morricone. Can't wait to watch this movie. It's one I've been wanting to see for years and years, so I'll have to sit down and watch this period piece. It takes place in like the 1750s. I think De Niro's like a mercenary of some kind. All right, so this new place, this flea market place here. I was told this parking lot is full on weekends. But I did pretty good, as you can see. Spent about $40. I didn't ask for a discount because it's not really that kind of place, but we're gonna go on to the next. Alright, so I found this booth at the flea market here. It has a bunch of stuff that I just am not running now. A bunch of martial arts stuff. Celestial Pictures, Shaw Brothers stuff here. And they're $1 a flippin' piece, baby. Exactly what I like to hear. Looks like some Dollar Tree stuff, though, I'm not gonna lie. Ashes of Time, On Call Why, you don't see that often. The Victim, Tyson Release. Pick this up. Yeah, there's still some good stuff.
Huh?
Put some good stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like these are just Dollar Tree movies that I missed. Seven Guardians of the Time. I want to see this. It looks like a Mummy / Guardians of the Galaxy ripoff, but... Ninja action there. Alright, cool. Let's get this stack here. And I found another spot here. I bet that is promising.
All the movies in there, man?
Yeah.
We're only asking half.
That was good news. Half of marked at like $4, but they're about half, or he said half of what they're marked at. So that's good, because $4 is a good price. I'm sure that's hard to find on these days. $2.50 is still more than I usually spend. Ooh, Hello Upping Harlem, Fred Williamson. Pretty sure I have that. Ooh, that's the first palette. $10, so even half of that is out. We've got all these other palettes, so we're gonna take a look here. I see that more often. Next name, Connery. I love finding movies I've never heard of. At this point, that's what this is all about for me. Leaves. I've looked at one before. Ooh, Lorenzo's Oil. Is George Miller film? Yeah, wow. It's not in good condition.
Here we are at the Trade It. This actually was the main reason that I was coming into Goldsboro, and of course they had blaring copyrighted music throughout this entire trip, so I couldn't really get any audio. And they have a ton of movies, as you could see, and they do like a buy 5 get 2 free, or buy
10, get 5 free. Something like that. Buy 10, get 5 free, I think it was, which I ended up utilizing, obviously. The Blu-rays weren't part of that deal. Neither were the box sets, as we will learn. But they had some Blu-rays, nothing of which I think I bought for myself. There were a couple you'll see coming up here. There's like a UFC WrestleMania one. That ended up, actually I already sold that. I already put it up and sold it. So that ended up fetching like $15. Spent a few bucks on it. The UFC ones I picked up because I thought, or I looked up, and they weren't really fetching anything. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Continuing on here, we just have more run-of-the-mill, some Dollar Tree Blu-rays even in there. Now, The Preacher's Wife, this was a Touchstone release, Disney's offshoot brand distributor, and that's out of print and hard to find. I actually sold it to my buddy Ben. What up, Ben? And just more like crusty-ass box sets. Like, these box sets, I feel like they've been sitting there forever. And you could tell, I talk about this throughout the video, in the actual audio, but you could tell like the stickers, depending on how brown and old looking they are, that's how long the discs have been there. So the whiter the sticker, the newer the movies. That Billy Blank's release would have been worth a little bit of money, but it was missing a disc, unfortunately. And then this Jack Parr collection by Shout Factory. I had no idea what the hell this was. Figured for $1 it would have fetched me something, but it wasn't worth anything, so I passed on it. Going down here, we just had more old, crusty, weird box sets. And moving on to the next shelf. Shelf number 1 with all the DVDs. They have a ton of DVDs, but 98% of which are garbage. Either destroyed, have been here forever, or like weird public domain things that you've never heard of, never seen. And they overprice Disney movies. Because, oh, it's Disney movies, so we have to price them at 8 times more than the rest of our movies. Out in 50, I would have snagged this platinum release of this Mickey Rourke like crime actioner, but it was destroyed. As you can probably tell by the case itself, the disc was really beat up too. And Buzz Lightyear, they had there for $7. This Jesse Stone collection, I actually ended up picking up for $1 for the films. Been wanting to check those out, see if they're worth watching. Buzz Lightyear there was like $8, $7 again, ridiculous. Bronx Executioner, this is a really poor like platinum, or is it a platinum release? I can't even tell. Bronx Executioner, that description on the back sold me. And I don't know much about the movie, but it's going to be a really bad transfer. But who knows? Maybe it's only on VHS. I don't know. Bone Collector, hunting stuff. I always get tricked by hunting stuff because it has like horror type names because it's horrific trophy hunting. The Bad Pack with Robert Davi and Rowdy Roddy Piper. I already have it. I picked it up to see if it was worth anything, but it wasn't going for anything. And Home. That's my second copy of Home. Wasn't worth anything the first time I looked it up, so... Here we have like some classic radio mysteries. I actually enjoy those. I've got a few of them on CD here at home. Really enjoy popping those in every once in a while. Now this Turtles from the, I want to say this is like the mid-aughts version of Turtles. This was season 4, but as you can see it was missing the discs. I would have definitely snagged that. Chiller. Ugh, Wes Craven's worst film by far is Chiller. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. Little TV movie he did. It makes me want to puke. I hate it. Shouty. What up, Shouty? No clue what that was. I think it was a documentary of some kind. And moving on to the next shelf. This was cool to find. Genostra and Point Blank. 2 films I've been wanting to see. Also with The Punisher, which is a weird addition. And 29 Palms, which I already have. But Point Blank was really the one I wanted to pick this up for. It's a Die Hard ripoff from '98 with Mickey Rourke and a whole bunch of other character actors like Danny Trejo. Looks like a blast, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a holiday movie, too. So there you go. Drums Along the Mohawk. Thought that would have been worth something. Maybe something I was interested in. Neither of those came through. Moving down the rows here. Just going pretty quick because this stuff is garbage. This caught my eye. History Channel. The Real Wolfman. Obviously an ex-library copy here. Destroyed, crusty. Have to sanitize my hands after I dealt with it. And here I go ahead and check the disc to see if it was okay, and it wasn't.
And we've just got more stuff. The Bishop's Wife, not my kind of thing. And as down here, you can tell these are clean white stickers, so these just came out to the floor, you could tell. I've been shopping at Trade It for years, and that's how I'm always able to tell. I used to work next door to one. At Ed McKay, I used to work next door to a Trade It, and I'd go in daily and just look for the clean stickers. And more shit. Jeepers Creepers 2, Murder Crows, some decent movies, but, you know, nothing I'm interested in. Final Destination, Mortal Kombat! Bunch of clean stickers again. Roy Orbison, this was worth nothing. Yeah, just more run-of-the-mill. Run-of-the-mill. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm grabbing my stack, migrating to the next shelf, putting it down, and here we are. And that's, I put them all into my trusty bag that I brought. I don't know why I wasn't using it in the first place. I forgot I had it around my shoulder. And moving to the next shelf, more crusty old run-of-the-mill movies. None of which I'm even bothering to check except for Prelude to a Kiss, which I don't see often, but not my kind of thing. Traditional Japanese art, but he has an assault rifle. Not exactly sure what that was about. Man, they had a lot of movies to look at, and I gotta be honest, I was getting tired of it by the end. I was just like, oh my god, there's so much garbage. And I usually find way more than this every time I come. It's just a sign of the times in terms of just not seeing as many movies that I'm interested in, mostly because of the fact that I have so many that I am interested in already. The Comedian, here's a Robert De Niro film that I missed. That, I'm not too interested in newer Robert De Niro films. He just kind of phones it in most of the time. Except for when he works with Martin Scorsese. And down here we just got same old stuff, man. Time Bandits, that's cool to see. And then this Jaws 3-pack that I was going to pick up, but it was missing a disc. Ah! As you can tell, people have probably already picked those up and was like, oh, missing the discs, so I put it back on the shelf. Initiation, this is a late 80s movie that seems like my kind of thing, sort of like an action adventure family film where this kid has to like survive in the wilderness. Don't know much about it, but it looks cool. It looks like my kind of thing. And heading over to the next shelf. What do you got there? I didn't even see what that was. Bluebeard. Oh yeah, it was the 40s version of Bluebeard. There is a version of Bluebeard from the 60s, I think with Richard Burton, that goes for quite a bit. We got some just crap there. This was weird, interesting. One Last Ride caught my eye because of Ang Lee and Chaz Palminteri, and then Chaz Palminteri is on the back with a pistol and an eye patch, so I have no idea what this is about. And I ended up passing on it because it was pretty scratched up and water damaged and you name it. Urined on. And just nothing. I was able to scan that shelf relatively quickly because just nothing. I've gotten really good with just doing quick searches. I try to slow it down for you guys so you could see what I'm looking at, but some Vietnam documentaries there. The Big Picture. This one I ended up picking up for the collection, actually. Never seen it. I've seen it around out at thrift shops and stuff, but I never picked it up, so... Miracle at Sage Creek, family approved, means Mike non-approved. Don't know what the hell that was. Different Loyalty, no clue. Life Without Dick, yeah. Old, disintegrating movies. Sad but true. Go down to the bottom shelf here. Cat Williams, another Prelude to a Kiss. There's 2 in one day, of course. And at this point, I'm just like, it's like a daunting task to look at the rest of these movies. But I'm here, and I gotta check every single one just to make sure. And I'm glad I did, because I found just a couple more things coming up here. Princess Mononoke, I missed that. I should have snagged that, but would have been able to resell it, I'm sure. But it probably was destroyed. Miss Miniver, this I would have picked up either for myself or to sell. Clark Gable film, but it was absolutely, take a guess, destroyed. Some more fresh white stickers over here. Beach Bum. If it was Blu-ray, I would have picked it up. Everything else there that I would have been interested in, I own already. Charlie's Angels, Puerto Ricans in something, Catch Me If You Can, love that movie, Rescue Dawn, Werner Herzog, Christian Bale movie that I enjoy quite a bit. What do we got here? My Little Assassin. That piqued my interest for a moment. It's like Fidel Castro's mistress, who was also a hired assassin. I ended up passing on it. Just didn't really intrigue me enough, I suppose. Yep, this Cave Dweller, I didn't know what the hell this was, but I don't think I even looked. Oh yeah, I guess I did end up looking that one up. And yeah, nothing too promising here. The Body with Antonio Banderas. Pretty sure I already have that in the collection, and that one was destroyed. More crap, more crap, more crap. Very underwhelming trip here. Up to this point. Eyes of Fire, don't know what the hell that is. Traffic, Reality Bites, Way of the Gun, The Nines, movies you see 1,000 times. No Man's Land, some modern western. Looked crappy. Fort Apache, The Bronx, it's cool to see, but I already own it. Eastern Promises, love that movie, Cronenberg. Raffi on Broadway, I had no idea what the hell this was. I feel like I've heard of Raffi growing up in the 90s, but I have no idea. Musician, comedian, I suppose. Now, here is where, okay, I find all these WWE DVDs for $1, and I'm like, alright, well that's pretty good. Buy 10, get 5 free. Probably end up flipping a lot of those, and maybe keep a couple if I'm interested in them. So I do go back to them in a minute, and it's just more of the same stuff, run-of-the-mill stuff. And so, yeah, so I start deliberating, essentially, over whether or not to pick these up. And as you can see here in a second, I decide to start stacking them. And then I notice all of those. These are box sets, priced at $3 a piece, all WWE, WWF. And In Your House, I noticed, which is my era when I started watching in around 95. So I loved this era, and I had to pick this up for myself, so I did. So that definitely went home with me. Now, the rest of them, it's a different story. And so, yeah, so I ended up stacking all of them up and doing some math. This was before I realized that apparently the box sets, the $3 ones, weren't part of the buy 10, get 5 free. I found this out after I checked every single one of these discs. I should have asked, I suppose. I got up there, she asked her boss, and he was like, no. And I was like, I'm buying like 30 of them. And they were still like, nah, they're just regular priced. And I was like, okay, well, they're all going back. And so I decided to look a little bit longer here just to finish up this shelf. And I'm going rather quickly because I'm about 2 steps out the door at this point. I'm just tired of looking, and yeah, there's just not much here. So, and that's why I was trying to make this deal with the WWF stuff so I can make some money here at least. Damn, Margera. Not even sure why I picked that up. Was never a fan of Viva La Bam. I was a fan of Jackass, though. Here's another WWE one that I stack up. I did buy all of the single disc ones, and I'll explain all of this again in a minute, but figured I'd do it here while it's happening. BKO, I already have that one. Little Nicky, I ended up snagging that to sell. It always fetches me a few bucks in profit. This, I'm glad I kept looking because this was cool to find. Perfect Harmony, a Disney live-action film from the early 90s that deals with desegregation during the civil rights era, and it looks pretty good, and I'm happy to own it now with the live-action Disney collection, which I do collect quite a bit. And yeah, so just doing my last rounds here, and get ready to hear me just talk about all of the things I just talked about one more time in real life. Alright, so turns out the $3 WWE sets were not part of the buy 5 or buy 10 get 5 free. Actually, they didn't have that posted, but that's what they did. So I ended up ditching all those and just went with the regular $1 WWE DVDs to sell. A few others I'm selling. Most of the ones I picked up there I'm keeping, adding to the collection. But I wasn't really satisfied with that trip, so we're gonna hit a couple more spots. On to the next. All right, we have the Cause for Paws thrift shop in Raleigh. We're gonna see what they got. All right, here are the movies. So I grabbed these on my way into this little room to sell mostly, but Sonic Soldier Borgman. Never heard of. All the Engelbert, all the music stuff I'm selling, but Sonic Soldier Borgman looks like a 90s anime that I've never even seen or heard of, so it looks like my kind of thing. Alright, so of course, more Adele started blasting. Adele was the artist I heard the most on this thrifting trip, but we're going to take a look at the movies here. As usual, we got the Irish tenors. Look at how Irish they are. Wow, look at those guys. Could be my cousins for all I know. I picked up Pauline and Paulette, not for myself, but to sell. All these movies are like 69 or 70 cents a piece, something like that, and some of them are even cheaper, depending on what color sticker they have. This Martial Arts of Shaolin. Should have picked up the other one that I found, not this one. The other one was at least a legitimate release. This was not a legitimate release, but I looked into it just to be sure. I could tell it wasn't just by looking at it. You could tell when you see enough of them. NASA. I had no idea what this was. I took a brief look at it, but no clue what the hell that was. I mean, I know what NASA is, obviously, but... Hokie Nation, whatever that means. Down here, coming down to the next shelf, we got some anime. I was hoping to find more anime. That Borgman was actually from the late 80s. I was hoping to find more of that kind of stuff amongst with the rest of the movies here, but I didn't find any of it. Dr. Katz, James, let me know what you think about this cartoon. I had never even heard of it. Well, I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen it. And, of course, it was missing the discs, so I didn't end up picking that up. But it is what it is. Boombox. Surfer Jeff. Sounds fun. No clue what that is. I didn't even know what I was looking at there. I think it was like a skating DVD, skate DVD. And going down to the next shelf, we've got a bunch of strawberry shortcake stuff. Make some child happy. But not this adult. Run-of-the-mill stuff. Going over the next shelf. How many times have I said run-of-the-mill? Friar Alessandro, PBS. Sometimes these fetch quite a bit. This one fetches a few bucks, so I snagged it to sell it. The Voice from Assisi. It's like, I think it's like Gregorian monk singing. Gregorian chants, I'm not exactly sure. I like that kind of stuff, actually, to be honest. C-Lab 2021, I would have snagged. Of course, it was missing a disc. Bad luck with that on this thrifting trip. Hill Street Blues. I'm always reminded of Cool G Rap. His Hill Street Blues, one of his big hits from the 90s, was kind of a play on Hill Street Blues, which was a crime show from the 80s. That I have fleeting interest in. It's got a good cast. Maybe it's great. I just haven't really taken the plunge on it. I maybe should have snagged it here. The Punisher, this was really destroyed. Usually fetches like a few bucks profit, but that one was really beat up, so I had to pass on it. Still needs a Blu-ray in this country. I believe I know there's a Blu-ray overseas of Lundgren's The Punisher. Mission to Mars. Here's a movie I watched a few nights ago as of recording this with Gary Sinise and Tim Robbins. Brian De Palma film was very underwhelmed by. It just takes some weird turns. Red Planet is another Mars movie that came out around the same time that I recommend over Mission to Mars. Anywho, I'm going to check these discs, see what I'm grabbing. Alright, I found this restore on the corner of the main road, and we're going to check it out. Oh yeah, I've been here before. They had some movies last time. See what they got this time. I think they need to replace the floor. Yeah. It's functional.
There they are. Okay, so definitely not there. Not many at all. And they're displayed in a way that I've never seen movies really displayed. Yeah, it works. They won't fall out, that's for sure. Alaska. Look at that. Alaska. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for this place. I might snag this. I'm gonna look it up. Alright, I found some more down here as I was walking out. Run of the mill. This is cool. Foggy. I gotta make sure it cleans up. No idea. Ransom. Might grab that. Alright. Take a look at these two here. Alright guys, so today I'm only going to show off what I picked up to keep. Let me know if you guys want me to continue doing, showing you guys what I picked up to sell. I mean, obviously you see it in the videos. What I mean is, at the end of the video here, if you want me to show off real quick what I bought to sell, let me know down in the comments below if you enjoy that part. I'm going to go through these one by one real quick. Wong Kar-wai, Ashes of Time redo. Looking forward to checking that out. Borgman, this is actually from like the late 80s, 88, 89. This is two like OVAs. I believe there was a TV series as well. It's not supposed to be very good, but it looks awesome. Kind of looks like Bubblegum Crisis right there. Looks like my kind of thing. Mecha, horror, sci-fi, dark psychic powers. Hell yeah. Sonic Soldier Borgman. Unfortunately, it is water damaged. Can't really tell, but it is badly water damaged. The Big Picture. Don't know anything about this comedy, but happy to add it to the collection. Picked these up off camera at that weird flea market place that I found. That was awesome. $5 a piece. Murakumo Renegade Mech Pursuit and Ninja Gaiden. I have Ninja Gaiden Black for the Xbox, but not this one, the original that kicked my ass when it came out, and I still haven't beaten it. This is some badass looking mecha game here with some incredible mecha designs. Look at that. Hell yeah. From Software. The guys who, of course, would do all the Souls games, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, all those types of games they would do. And Murakumo is one of their mecha games, of which they have a lot of mecha games, believe it or not. The Lizard, I'm actually selling off my sealed copy that I picked up at the Dollar Tree years ago, or about a year ago, and keeping this used copy I found out at the flea market, which is in really nice shape. Could use a replacement case, but it's looking pretty good. A couple of these I picked up off camera. That was at the flea market where there was a whole bunch of pallets of movies, and I couldn't get all of it on camera, but a few of these that you're going to see I got off camera, including Against the Dark, a Seagal movie. One of the worst Seagal movies I've seen. It's really bad. He chops up some vampires, though, barely. Deadly Shooter. This is a Michael Dudikoff film directed by Fred Olen Ray, a Michael Dudikoff action western from '97. Yes, please. Deadly Shooter. 7 Guardians of the Tomb. This just seems like an Asylum ripoff. I believe it is an Asylum ripoff. No, Nest Films. Maybe it's not Asylum. Am I just missing it? There's about 700 producer-distributors there. Either way, 7 Guardians of the Tomb. It's obvious it's going after, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and, like, some... It also looks like The Mummy. I don't know. Kiltro. This is a cool one. I didn't know how cool it was until I got home and looked it up. This was from the guy at the flea market that had a whole bunch of martial arts movies from the Dollar Tree. This one I missed at the Dollar Tree, and it's a Marco Zaror film, and it's directed by Ernesto Diaz Espinosa, who wrote, direct, and edited this film, and I believe does the same for a bunch of Zaror films, including like Mirage Man, I want to say, and Mandrill, I think he worked on as well. So Kiltro. This is a Spanish action film. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. I haven't seen any Zaror films, and I plan to rectify that soon. Red Hook Summer, I think I got this off camera. Spike Lee joint that I thought I had, but I guess I don't. This one's still sealed. Perfect shape.
This was cool to find. Sammo Hung, The Victim. Taesung release, so it's probably going to be an English dub, English language version. I think it's a little water damaged, but hey, it's a Sammo Hung movie that I didn't have, so add it to the collection. The Prodigy, this one I got off camera too, I believe. The Prodigy is a William Kaufman movie that looks pretty cool. I've only seen one William Kaufman film, and I was underwhelmed. It was the Cuba Gooding Jr. One in the Chamber. Yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed with that one, but I plan to give this one a shot. The Prodigy seems up my alley, so hopefully William Kaufman's action movies click with me after viewing this one. Sucker Free City, a really obscure Spike Lee film from like 2004 that I've never seen out in the wild. Really excited to add this Spike Lee directed movie to the collection. And yes, that is Anthony Mackie, super young. This guy is someone too, I recognize him too. Ken Leung. Yeah, Ken Leung's in a bunch of big movies now. Bunch of big movies that I can't name, but a bunch of big movies. Either way, that's pretty cool. Sucker Free City. Didn't even know that Spike Lee movie existed. Got this off camera too at the same spot. Hollywood Shuffle. This is Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle. Supposed to be a great movie. I was reading some reviews, or not reading some reviews, but seeing some, looking at the Letterboxd, and it looks just like people love this movie. So 1987 looks like a parody of like Rambo and like Superman. So Robert Townsend wrote and directed 87 Hollywood Shuffle. Happy to add this to the collection. Next Man, you saw this on camera. Sean Connery, weird release. Richard Sarafian, his films I do enjoy. So The Next Man I know nothing about, but it's a Sean Connery movie. Kill Shot. Hard to find. Casper Van Dien, Denise Richards movie. They starred in Starship Troopers together, and I think that's why this got a release and those two plastered on front. Not sure if they're even the main characters. These guys plastered stickers on the artwork, and it was a pain in the ass to get off. Oh well. And yeah, I don't know the director or anything. Sexuality, violence, looks fun. Looks like a 90s movie through and through. Casper Van Dien, I like him. Losing It. Tom Cruise, Shelley Long. Comedy from the 80s that I don't know much about. 1983 Tom Cruise comedy. Losing It. Happy to have it. Beavis and Butthead. I need to swap out the case, obviously, here. The Blu-ray case, but it only has one disc, this set. It's not missing any discs or anything as far as I understand. So that is Beavis and Butthead Volume 4 on the Blue. Lucas. This film has some behind-the-scenes issues that have arisen over the last couple of years, from what I understand. Either way, this is Lucas. This is very out of print. This fetches like $30 now, $35. I thought I had a copy of this in the collection, but it might be in the closet somewhere. I'm probably going to sell off this copy. I just want to make sure I have a copy in the collection, because I could use that $30. Punisher Warzone, 29 Palms. I did not get this collection for those two films. I got it for Ginostra, and Point Blank, which is supposed to be a Die Hard ripoff from 98 with Danny Trejo and Mickey Rourke and a bunch of other people. Kevin Gage from Heat, Frederick Forrest, Paul Ben Victor, a bunch of character actors there from the 90s. Looking forward to checking this Die Hard ripoff all out. I've been wanting to see this one, believe it or not. We have The Image, Albert Finney movie. Don't know much about this, but I picked it up. It was only $1. Hammerhead. This seems right up my alley. I got to swap out this crusty case here. And yeah, it seems like a really low-budget monster movie with Jeffrey Combs and William Forsythe. I'll take it. Dead Again. Kenneth Branagh film. Don't know much about this, but it's a Kenneth Branagh directed film from the 90s. A crime thriller. I want to check it out. Anchorman 1 and 2. So yeah, I had Anchorman 2. Now I have both of them on a double feature. I just need to get a case for it. Counterfeit. This is a Hilary Swank movie before she did Boys Don't Cry. This movie's supposed to be really bad, actually, but I want to give it a shot. Undertow. This is a David Gordon Green movie that's supposed to be excellent. It's been compared to Night of the Hunter, which is a film I've yet to see, to be honest with you, with Robert Mitchum. This seems like a modern-day version of that. Jamie Bell, Josh Lucas, Dermot Mulroney. Looking forward to checking this out. Satan's Sadists. With a title like that, how could I have passed this up? I almost missed it. It was in a slim case. I almost passed on it. Look at that. Russ Tamblyn throwing some bows. Al Adamson movie. Alpha Video release, Alpha New Cinema. I'm hoping that this is a decent transfer, though. That is Satan's Sadists. Hail Satan. Here we have Thief. This is already being sold because I am upgrading to the Blu-ray. Criterion Blu-ray, if I can. That would be nice if I don't have to come out of pocket more than like $10. I'm going to do that. That is James Caan's Thief. I've only seen this once. Wasn't too thrilled by it, to be honest. But it's directed by Michael Mann, and I have to give this one another shot. From 1981. People love this movie. I just like it. I really like it. I didn't fall in love with it the first time around. So looking forward to checking it out again. The Mission. Looking forward to popping this in. This is a Robert De Niro, Jeremy Irons film that is supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to be a beautifully sweeping epic, and I've yet to see it or even own it up to this point. This is a Region 2, Roland Jaffe directed, Ennio Morricone music. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, De Niro plays like a mercenary, if I'm not mistaken. Man of the Sword, Man of the Club. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of the plot, but that's fine. I'm going to go into it blind. 2-disc special edition here. Who put this out? Warner Brothers. Very cool. So there is The Mission. I'd love to have it on Blu-ray, but I'm sure it's out of print now. Bronx Executioner, the cult classic. Android gangs battle humans and robotic replicants in New York City of the near future. The sector sheriff must join forces with a gigantic yet unpredictable replicant to save the city. Sounds a bit like Blade Runner, no? Looks very bad. This is going to be a terrible release by Brentwood. It's going to be a bad transfer, but I got to give a movie called Bronx Executioner, and with that type of fucking blurb on the back, must own. Held for Ransom. This is like a year 2000 thriller where a bunch of kids get kidnapped by Dennis Hopper, and yeah, that's all I know about it. Sounds okay to me. The French Revolution, History Channel stuff, some history documentary. I have a large collection of history documentaries on DVD and Blu-ray, so that's something that you guys probably haven't even seen. But this is the French Revolution, a topic that I don't know much about, but I plan to rectify that. Disorganized Crime, another takeout for money for nothing, but I really bought this for Disorganized Crime, Lou Diamond Phillips flick, bunch of character actors from the early 90s, and I remember enjoying this film, watching it with my pops, so I want to give this one another shot. Red River and the Horse Soldiers. Bought this one more so for Red River because I had it on Criterion, but had to sell it years ago. Happy to have this in the collection now. I'm not a huge John Wayne fan, but every once in a while I see a movie of his that I do enjoy. Jesse Stone 4-film collection. Gonna give these a whirl finally. He's in like 7 of these based on a book. It's a book series. I forget who does the book series, but Tom Selleck in Jesse Stone. Initiation. This is a late 80s film, as a matter of fact, that looks like my kind of thing. Looks like an adventure survival kind of film from the late 80s. I'll give it a shot. This was released by nobody too special. I've seen this company before, but yeah, PDC Home Entertainment. It's probably not going to be a great transfer, but man, you never see this movie. I've never seen this around. Perfect Harmony, another Disney live-action film. Happy to add this to the collection. Deals with desegregation during the civil rights movement. And that's all I really know about. Apparently music brings people together. Beautiful thing. We'll give this a shot. Happy to add it to the collection. Hancock. This is my buddy Gabe swears that the unrated version is better than the theatrical, so I want to give this one a shot. I remember watching this with an ex-girlfriend and not really feeling it too much at all. We did not like it. But I'll give it another whirl. Unrated Hancock. The Passenger. I am selling one of these, keeping the other one. Jack Nicholson, Maria Schneider. This is a Michelangelo Antonioni film. And it seems like a romance drama, but I'll add it to the collection. I love Jack Nicholson, so it's going into the Jack Nicholson collection. And last, but certainly not least, The Shadow Boxer. Shaw Brothers, Celestial Pictures. Always good to find these at the flea market, even though the guy, I think, got it from the Dollar Tree. This is directed by Paws Lee. I tried. And 1974, so right in the heyday, right in the midst of the Shaw Brothers' reign in Hong Kong cinema. So glad to find this, especially for $1, and I got them for a little cheaper because I bought like 5 for $4. He did the deal for. So yeah, The Shadow Boxer, awesome. That's gonna do it for today's Thriftin'. It's a long one. I hit a lot of places, a lot of unexpected little holes in the walls that I ran across. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing the filming and doing the thrifting, of course. I'd love to know what you have picked up over the last couple days, couple weeks, whatever it might be, so feel free to leave that down in the comments below. I also have a Patreon and t-shirts. Links are in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell for notifications. Anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. BoredCyborg is out. Whoo, the old spinneroony! Yay!